Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you for joining me today for the awesome Aquarius April 2022 horoscope. Another big month rolls around. We have a fair bit happening in April actually. So there are two new moons this month in many places in the world. And the second new moon of a calendar month is known as a black moon. It's also a partial solar eclipse, and for you awesome Aquarius, this will be in your fourth house of home and family, bringing new beginnings there. It's in Taurus, so there's likely to be some real physical changes around your home or your family, but I'll talk more about that in a moment. We also have some lovely energies with Jupiter, Neptune and Pluto that are really going to help you in life this month. Okay, just briefly, I like to draw two cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at your horoscope in depth. I won't be doing the psychic channeling only because these videos are getting too long and I want to keep them under 20 minutes. Okay, if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Let's go to the board and have a look at what the cards have to say firstly. All right, and then we'll look at your horoscope. Okay, so first half of the month, if you want to think in terms of time, let's see, I'll go with that one. No, I'll go with that one underneath. All right, closing my eyes now. I see the moon in front of me. It's a crescent. It's in the waxing stage. That means it's getting bigger and bigger. So that suggests there's some sort of growth and opportunity coming into your life. But let's have a look at the card. We have the, gosh, what is that? Two of Swords. It's quite small, the print. The Two of Swords. Okay, some decisions to be made this month. Bear in mind that sometimes we are influenced by the baggage that we carry. So you see these reflections from the past, they could be influencing you, but this is helping you grow. You're going to cut back on something so that you can grow somewhere else, because sometimes, you know, we all carry stuff that we don't need from the past. So you may become aware of that and decide, well, I don't need that in my life, and let it go, and it's for your ultimate benefit. Okay, so that's the first card. Let's look at the second card now, and I've already pre-shuffled them before. I just have to be a bit careful as I've got an injured wrist, but we will go with that one under there. Alrighty, closing my eyes now for Aquarius in April. What do I see? Rose's small steps. Okay. It's like a gradual improvement. You're on your path. There's no sort of mind-boggling sort of situation, you know, like you're going to win the lotto or anything like that. No, it's just about working and working towards what your goals are, and small steps, persistence, determination pays off. Okay, so let's have a look at the card. Yes, well, here's lots of the small steps. The Nine of Wands suggests that you may have been inspired or motivated, but maybe you're running out of motivation on a plan. It's almost at the end of a cycle because it's a 9. There's a new cycle coming up, so you have to change things around. You could be feeling a bit tired. And that's okay, but yeah, these red legs suggest that action is required, and you can have a little break and then you can continue on your merry way. See there, she's got a black top on. Sometimes black can mean a situation is hidden. It doesn't mean evil or anything like that. It just means that you don't have all of the information. But these red legs do give you some action, some motivation to continue. So although it may have been hard to get where you are, there's some sort of strength and willingness. Even if you're tired, there can be victory after a bit of a struggle. Okay, so the victory is coming. Okay, so please bear these cards in mind. I'm going to put them on the side here. And I'm going to put that like that. so that you can see what's going on, and we'll make this a bit bigger so it's easier to see. Now, first thing is, most of the activity is down in the bottom of the chart. This is actually the Northern Hemisphere, and this suggests it's what's called a private chart. So it's not, the time for going out, rushing out into the world and, being terribly public. You do have a bit of energy up here, but it's more about your personal life and keeping your energy sort of private and working on yourself. And there's a lot happening here in your home and family zone. I talked about the 2 new moons. The partial solar eclipse is also here in your 4th house, so that's very important. And that means there's some sort of new beginnings here. And especially with all this other energy, you might want to do some renovation, or could be something to do with your family. And there's lots of communications back and forth. Uranus is there as well, and the sun brings a lot of insight. Your co-rulers Mars and Saturn are having a little dance, I've written here. So Mars is catching up to Saturn gradually, but they are conjunct. And so sometimes that's frustrating, and they're both in your sign. So this is about your identity, your beliefs, your core beliefs, and how you appear to the rest of the world. So you could be feeling a little bit frustrated because Mars is pushing you, but Saturn is sort of holding you back. But there is a balance between these two. They're both in Aquarius, and with time you'll find the balance between them. Saturn typically spends like 2.5 years in each sign, just on average. And you can see it's 22 degrees and 5 minutes. So it's more than 2/3 of the way through really consolidating and giving you some sort of structure to your belief systems, the things that you believe in, and they could be quite solid and become quite influential and solid, in your lives. Mars will be pushing you to, expand yourself out into the world, but you just got to get that balance. Jupiter conjuncts Neptune, and Jupiter sextiles Pluto. I'm going to talk about that in a minute or two. Let's have a look at your horoscope now. So depending where you are in the world, the 31st of March or the 1st of April, the new moon is in your 3rd house here, joining Chiron, the Sun, and Mercury. And so this means that your communications could be quite emotional sometimes, especially with Chiron. These are all conjunct 10, 11, 12 degrees, and this means that there's a lot of energy here. So Chiron is the wounded healer. Sometimes there may have been a situation in the past where you've been hurt, but this is going through a healing process, and you could be talking about it because you're going to have insights about it, basically. And healing is going on. Events from the past and subjective assessments are going to be coloured by what's happened. Remember this card here and the reflections I was talking about? This is past baggage coming up. That's okay, we've all got it. We talk about it and deal with it, and a problem shared is a problem halved. Sometimes if you haven't got, family or friends that, maybe you've talked about it so much, they're sick of hearing it, it's a good idea to approach somebody like a coach or a good psychic, and that gives you sort of like someone you can bounce your ideas off, basically, without judgment, which is super important. 2nd of April to the 5th of April sees Mars conjuncting your co-ruler Saturn. I did talk about this a minute ago, but it is time to rely on yourself and your own resources. Gather in your scattered forces, okay? So in this time you might find that there are things to be cut off, things that have been a bit of a waste of energy. You're putting energy into something, and you've got to now make a decision and cut them off in some way. And that's fine, that's called life. It can be frustrating because things go slowly, but on the other hand, if you have a tedious job, Saturn will help you with tedium, something you put off and it's just like, oh, I don't want to do that. You know, it's a disagreeable kind of job, and Saturn can help you because it gives you perseverance. 4th of April to the 2nd of May, Venus is in your second house here. This is great for buying beautiful items and especially luxurious type things, but you don't want to fritter your money away on, you know, purchases that are more emotionally based. It's good to stay practical, okay? But it is a great time to buy things that appreciate in value, like art or jewelry. Then Venus will look after you there. Venus is in charge of money, but she can overspend sometimes. 7th of April to the 10th of April, Mars conjuncts Venus, and this is fabulous for romantic relationships. There could be strong sexual feelings, a lot of romantic passion. You feel quite compelled to be with someone special. If you're not in a relationship or you don't have a romance, maybe you feel like going out and meeting somebody suitable. And the other really good thing is that your artistic and creative expression is also likely to be highlighted now. 6th of April to the 14th of April, Jupiter conjuncts Neptune. This is great because your mind could be, you know, sort of engaged in daydreaming. Your imagination is really improved, and this is sort of like the basis for your creativity in some way. So it is a great time to go on a small vacation or to travel. You're more in touch with the spiritual world now. It's a great time for religious and spiritual festivals, going out with spiritual friends, and reading sort of inspirational literature or watching spiritual movies, that sort of thing, because your vision is your spiritual vision and your spiritual aspirations are increased now. The 10th of April to the 29th of April, Mercury moves into your 4th house here, home and family. You may have flashes from the past, or you might even hear from someone you used to know a long time ago, or maybe old school friends, or somebody you were in a relationship with at some stage. It's a great time for communicating with family members and re-establishing connections with people you lost touch with. And it's also good for, you know, writing in a diary or recording, you know, things that your memoirs, things that have happened in your life and that sort of thing. The 13th of April to the 24th of May sees Mars in your second house here, giving you a ton of energy to improve your finances, your possessions, the things that you value. Maybe before you didn't care so much about business things or money or material security, but now you're more likely to be active in that regard. And arguments, do watch though with Mars. Sometimes you can have arguments about money with Mars there. The 16th of April sees a full moon up here in your 10th house of vocation, and it's also to do with your reputation as well, so there's some sort of transformation here, and your life could become very public around the 16th of the month. So just watch that you don't overshare on social media. It's so easy to do, and you've got to go back and delete it. But you know, sometimes you might attract sort of unwanted attention in that regard. It is a great time to do some sort of tweak in your general life direction or your vocation. Your vocation is what makes your heart sing. And up here in the 10th house, sometimes it's associated with parents and particularly the mother. And with the full moon here, there could be something come up about your mother. And also you've got the South Node, so it's possible that something from the past, you know, your family roots, because your IC will be down here in the 4th house as well, opposite the MC, and it might be something about family roots going back generations that come back to you. We have the sun in your 4th house as well from the 18th of April to the 20th of May. And this brings your domestic affairs, your family relationships and your personal life into focus. And you can build, a very strong foundation in yourself, and you can do it through your family if, you have a good relationship with your family. We don't all have that, but you might find that things are coming up with the IC there. So there's something that you can work on to improve your relationship. Your home becomes more important to you now, and so it's a great time to give your home extra attention as well. The 6th of April to the 13th of May, you'll see, or you might notice, that Chiron is conjuncting the moon. Something could come up now that could be a little bit emotionally disturbing. Maybe you just feel a bit moody, and it could be a bit awkward with some people. So just bear those dates in mind. Sometimes with Chiron, as I mentioned before, it's the wounded healer, so fears of rejection, or you might find yourself remembering places in your life where you've been rejected in the past, and you might be dealing with this. And maybe a woman in your life could help you in some way because it's the moon. You could be feeling a little bit insecure about something, and if you can find someone to trust, possibly a woman, probably a woman, maybe it is a coach, or maybe it is a good psychic, but she can help you get in touch with your natural instincts and affect a healing of some kind. The 28th of April to the 22nd of May, Mercury moves into your 5th house here, and you might find that you're more interested in leisure and pleasure, entertainments and amusements. You could be quite mentally sharp, so games like chess or crossword puzzles might be appealing now. Also, it's a great time for the art, the theatre, dramatic presentations, creative writing, and your creativity is really spurred on. You could be talking about it or communicating about it in some way. 30th of April sees the partial solar eclipse and black moon in most of the world in Taurus in your 4th house here. So new beginnings around your home and family. Maybe you do something, renovations, or you tidy up or get organised in your home some way. You could find that you've got more desire for comfort and security. You want to be around your home and have a peaceful family life, especially now. And women and especially your mother could become more important. Also, we have at that time, the 30th of April to the 3rd of May, Mars sextiling your co-ruler Uranus. This is exciting, and especially if you've been feeling a bit bored lately and your life has been same old, you feel a bit more invigorated or reinvigorated, and you want to go out, you have more energy, you want to play sports, there's some sort of competitive spirit or team spirit. And you could have some spontaneous impulses that you don't normally get, and some crazy ideas to go with it. That's fine. Allow a bit of space and a bit of time in your life for the universe to flow through you. That'll inject some sort of youth and vigour into your life. The 27th of April to the 7th of May sees Jupiter sextiling Pluto. This is fabulous for dealing with businesses, government agencies, and people in authority. Bureaucracies and authority figures generally, it's like they want to help you. Even if they ignored you before, all of a sudden now they're helpful. If you're in Australia and you're, for example, having difficulties with Centrelink or getting some government payments for flood damage or something like that, all of a sudden things could be working much better now. If you're getting, trying to book for a COVID vaccination or something like that, and you couldn't get the vaccine you wanted, but now you can, you will find things go more smoothly when you're dealing with government departments and large corporations. You could also be called to be a representative of an organisation or assume a leadership role in some way, and this is likely to go quite successfully as well. Alrighty, so that's your horoscope, awesome Aquarius. I hope it's helpful for you. If you are new, please consider joining the channel, subscribe now and hit that notification bell. I just want to wish everybody a wonderful month and an insightful month. Many blessings to all. Okay, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.